Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another great episode of On Trail. I'm at the Horton Creek Trailhead in Payson, Arizona. Now, about a year ago, this area was ravaged by fire, and it'll be interesting to see how much has regrown. Since then, we've seen some remnants already. I'm really happy that the trailhead is open to hikers again. It's one of my favorite trails. My good friend James Bird, it's one of his favorite trails. Hopefully one day we'll get a chance to do it before he retires and moves to Tennessee. Guys, there's so much to see and explore along the creek, okay? We're headed up to the source, all right? It's not as cool as Sea Springs, I'm gonna be honest with you, from what I remember the last time I was here, but still, it's a whole lot of fun. And if we're lucky, we'll see some deer once we pass up over that elevation. I think it's like 6,500, 7,000 feet. So, always a great day on the trail, my friends. Remember, no such thing as a bad day on the trail, just a short day on the trail. And today is gonna be a good long day on the trail, so I'm happy about that. What do we say at this point, my friends? Seriously, be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards out on that trail. And we have to ask, all right? Epic views every day, all day. What are you waiting for? Get Out Arizona. My friends, it's time for that next adventure. Let's get going. All right, my friends, I want to be clear that we're not on the Horton Creek Trailhead proper. We are down on the creek, and to this side is a secondary trail that kind of weaves along the bank area. It allows you to get down closer than you would be able to if you were going to stay up on the proper trailhead. It's amazing. You can see the views, how stunning it is. And you are going to get a lot better glimpse of the action, so to speak, by taking the path less traveled, for sure. But always exercise caution when you do. All right, let that camera settle in. So as you can see behind me, that's Horton Creek Trail proper, okay? We'll call that the Offal Trail. We're still on Bravo Trail. Now, throughout all the adventures and stuff like that, different areas, there's gonna be overlap where the two will intersect. It's not always the case, but a lot of times it is, at least in one or two spots, because obviously there has to be a link from one to get to the other. Now, we're about 2 miles in, so it means we got about 1.25 miles to go. A whole lot of beautiful left to see. And if you made it to this point, my friends, seriously, thank you so much. God bless. for the support. Like, subscribe, the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. Well, let's get going because there's a lot more to see. All right, my friends, so doing the Bravo Trail is always going to be, as you can see, a little bit more intense, all right? A little bit more physically exerting, but I've never gotten to a spot where I'm like, oh, that wasn't worth the effort, okay? I'm here to tell you, the squeeze is always worth the juice. All right, my friends, so we're back on Horton Creek proper. The terrain on the Bravo Trail, not that I couldn't do it, it's just starting to, you know, add up. I should have brought additional snacks and a couple other things if I was going to continue that route all the way to the top. But hey, that just sets us up for another great trail video. Horton Creek, the Bravo Tails. I don't know, but anyways, we got about a half mile until we get to the source, which is going to be amazing. And along the way, there's still going to be some beautiful things to see. Tilt that camera down. See? It's not like you're missing a lot, but going that path less traveled is definitely going to be an eye-opener. You'll never see Horton Creek the same way again. So, all right, my friends, enough jibber jabber. Well, let's keep going. We got a half mile. All right, my friends, behind my shoulder is the source of Horton Creek. Stunningly beautiful. And the 4.57 miles that Garmin said we did to get to this point, it was worth every inch, okay, to get to here. We did Bravo Trail, we did Horton Creek proper, and the link is going to be down below. Now, if you've made it this far, my friends, God bless. Thank you so much for your support. I sincerely appreciate it. Like, subscribe, bell notification icon, helps out the channel, helps out the video. Going to be some links down below. Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix and Street Graphics. Those guys help me out. I'd appreciate it if you follow the link and maybe help them out as well. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the devil's work. It's our social media, but it's necessary to get the word out for Get Out Arizona. We do group hikes, we do group rides. It's a whole lot of fun, my friends, and I've said it before, the only thing that's missing is you. I don't have enough battery to cut and go, so we're just gonna have to roll with the outtake. The other link down there is our Amazon store link, all right? If you make a qualifying purchase for anything in Amazon, not just something from our store, we receive a small commission, which helps out with park pass money, gas money, and coffee money, the other trifecta we love so much around here, my friends. Guys, seriously, I love sharing these adventures with you. It's always worth it. It's never not worth it. And again, take a look at that, okay? Seriously. Words can't describe. So I love you guys to death. Again, thank you so much for your support. And what do we say at this point? Be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards on that trail. And we have to ask, what are you waiting for? Get Out Arizona. My friends, we'll see you on that next adventure. Take care, everybody. God bless.